Hi, and welcome everybody. I'm Ross Benjamin of rbwins.com. It's another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. And as always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Chip Chirimbes of the aplay.com or chipwins.com, whichever you prefer. In any event, Chip, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful in the pros. Had a 4-in-1 day with our Fab Five, headed by our huge winner. We've now hit 4 straight NFL best bets. We've only posted 4, Ross, and we're sitting there. Excuse me, I'm 5-0 with NFL best bets. I hate to slight myself like that, but it happens. And had Miami. I know you did as well, as a top play, and never in doubt. We had that game in our pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
Like you said, a winner is a winner. If we win that game by 30 points, they're not giving us any extra money. So I'm very happy. Now 5-0, looking to go 6-0 this weekend. 4-1 or a Fab Five, and going to do the same thing again, at least 4-1 this week.
Very good. I'm coming off a 3-1 Sunday in the NFL, including the 10-star top play in the Miami Dolphins. My football 10-star top plays, I give out one of those a week in each the NFL and college football, 5-2 to start the year so far, folks. So those big plays, no fluke. Since February 6th of this year, in all sports, 10-star top plays are hitting 61% at rbwins.com. That's all independently documented and monitored. Chip, anything you saw last week in terms of the betting perspective in the NFL that caught your eye?
Well, I saw that if you play the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're in trouble because they just don't tackle anybody when it counts in the second half. And I don't know how anyone could even consider. I didn't play them this week. I had them a couple of weeks ago playing on the Jets. I mean, they're an abomination. My buddy called me at halftime. He says, I'm betting they don't score in the second half. And I said, well, he was a winner. They didn't. So, I mean, it's just that bad for them. And so a game with the Jets, I just eliminated. And now it's just, you have to with some of these teams. I'm not saying I'm doing that with Jacksonville because I still have hope for them. But they turned a 9-10 point lead into an 8-10 point loss, and just fell apart in the second half and didn't provide any points for anybody. But, that was the one loser.
Yeah. Well, it happens. And it's hard to believe after looking at their first 3 games that they were actually a favorite on the road in game 1 at Houston. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, it goes to show you, same thing in college football. You get these teams that get a little bit of a hype, which Jacksonville, nobody expected them to get to the playoffs, right, Chip?
And we have so much respect for the odds makers when we see something like that, and they're wrong occasionally. I mean, look what they did with this Wisconsin Notre Dame game, which we talked about last week. Yeah. And sometimes, it just sticks out like a sore thumb, and it is a sore thumb, and we get beat with it. But Jacksonville has struggled, and their second half woes have been absolutely terrible. They defensively in the second half, they've just shut down.
Yeah. I mean, you got the kid at Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. You got the kid at for the Jets, Zach Wilson, and you throw them into the fire with not a hell of a supporting cast. You know what I mean? So
they went early in the draft because the teams are so bad, right?
But the problem is like, especially Wilson. I think you can absolutely crucify this kid's confidence by throwing him into the fire with a bad team like that. Okay.
And Ross, I was wondering why everyone's been questioning, why didn't the Jets get a veteran backup quarterback?
I agree.
Ease this guy in, ease this kid in. And I don't know if they're that cheap that they're afraid to spend any money. I mean, for me, if you want to put out a sacrificial lamb, sign Cam Newton, let him get beat up, and let this kid get through the season unscathed. Because right now, like you said, his confidence could be shot. And at least this season, you don't know if he'll ever regain it, particularly with this team. I mean, who's the kid now at Carolina doing so well?
Yeah, Sam Darnold. I mean, all of a sudden, he turned a good quarterback overnight, apparently.
Yeah.
I think a little bit had to do with the system, the players around him, the offensive
Right.
line. There's a lot of moving parts that get involved. It's just not the quarterback. And
Right.
let's hope for the best for both of those young men, as long as they don't do it against us, right? So in any event. All right, we got a free pick for Sunday, October the 3rd. Wow, Chipper, where'd September go? Man, oh man. Now we're taping, folks, on Wednesday, the 29th of September. So please keep that in mind, because we're giving you odds for our free picks today that are current. Okay. And depending on when you view the video, these lines could move. Okay. So got that out of the way, Chip. But one thing I haven't got out of the way is hearing who you have for a free pick on Sunday.
A really great game. Arizona's 3-0. The Rams are 3-0, coming off the big win over Tampa Bay. And, the Rams now all of a sudden have an offense. They have a quarterback that can throw the ball, Matthew Stafford, and they're not afraid to extend the field. I was a little concerned about the Rams early in the year about their running game, because they lost their top running back. I think it was Akers was his name.
Yeah.
He was really good back. I mean, top quality back.
Yeah.
And, here's Arizona, number 2 offense in the entire NFL, 432 yards, 322 yards a game passing. So that shortstop from Oklahoma, who's now quarterbacking for Arizona, is doing a hell of a job. They've scored 38, 34, and 31 points in their 3 games. They're 12-5 against the number in their last 17 on decisions on the road. But in meetings against the Rams, they're 0-7-1 in the last 8 times out. Now, I'm a little afraid to take the Rams here, Ross, because they may have a bit of a letdown after beating Tampa Bay. Yeah. Their defense isn't as strong as it has been in the past. We expected more defensive expertise, shall we say, from them. They're allowing 374 yards a game, Ross. Their offense is number 6 now, with Matthew Stafford leading the way. I think this game goes over the total. I just think these 2 teams sit there and put up some points. The favorite in this series is 9-1-1, which would give you the Rams. And yet, like I said, I really hesitate. We talked about teams' highs and lows. Psychologically, are the Rams going to be up for Arizona? It is a division game, and we know Arizona is going to be ready. As a home favorite, Rams are 9-3-1, but I think this game goes over the total. It's gone over 7 out of the last 9 times. The Rams have played against winning teams. The total's gone over. I didn't think the game against Tampa Bay would go over, and it did. And I think this one's going over as well.
The total in this game is 55. And when you get a total that big, there's good reason why.
Yeah.
And Chip Chirimbes says, you're not going to scare me away with that big number. Not me. Yeah. I'm too smart. I'm going over 55. So Chip Chirimbes likes the Arizona Cardinals and the LA Rams to go over 55. I'm going to take a look at the Carolina at Dallas game. And you just brought up Sam Darnold, and I'm glad you did, because in the first 3 games so far, Carolina's 3-0, and Darnold's played a pretty good part in that, especially offensively, where he's thrown for, I think, somewhere around 280 yards a game. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, what's really, really been eye-catching is the Carolina defense. They've allowed 14 points or fewer in each of their first 3 wins, and they're only allowing 191 yards per game. Now, they have not played an offense as dynamic as they're going to see on Sunday with Dallas. Having said that, Carolina is coming off a Thursday night game. Dallas is coming off a Monday night game. That's a huge advantage from a rest standpoint. Right. The only silver lining there, Chipper, is Dallas played at home on Monday night, and they're home again on Saturday, where Carolina had to travel twice.
Right.
But having said that, I still think this is a Carolina team that they're not going to hold Dallas to their season average of 10 points. It's not going to happen. They're not going to hold them to 191 yards. It's not going to happen. Everybody keeps telling me how good Dallas's defense is now since Gus Bradley has taken over. Really? They're giving up 23 points a game. Well, that's not bad, Ross, when you consider how good their offense is. Well, the reason why it's only 23 points per game is they forced 8 turnovers in the first 3 games. It's bailed them out. Okay. They're going to be facing a Carolina team on Sunday that's only turned the ball over 2 times in the first 3 games. Dallas, by the way, they're allowing over 400 yards per game. How are they better defensively? The only difference is they've created turnovers to keep their numbers down. If a team doesn't turn the ball over, you're going to be looking at more like a defense that's giving up 430 to 450 a game and closer to 30 points a game than 23. So having said that, part of my analysis at times is a rant. That was a rant. Oh, well, I'm going to take the Dallas or the Carolina Panthers. I almost slipped up there. I got so carried away with my emotions there. Carolina plus the 4.5 at Dallas on Sunday. Chip Chirimbes, the Rams and the Arizona Cardinals over 55. That big number, Chip says, I don't care how big it is.
Yep.
I might even consider going over if it was closer to 60. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Chip, any final thoughts before we go?
Well, I said we're coming off great weekends, both of us in the NFL. 4-1 in my Fab 5 last Sunday, including my 5th straight NFL Megabuck winners. This is my single strongest play. I've only posted 5, and I've won all 5. 5-0. Going to have another one this Sunday. And Ross, I know you and I have gone over the board, and we really like what we see on the menu this week, and I'm really looking forward to it. So Sunday's going to be a big day for us both, I believe. And sitting there, log on and grab the A play of the day. This is the single strongest play on the board. It's what I'm known for. Which I don't know if I can go undefeated for the entire year. Maybe if I quit right now, but I'm not going. I'm not going to, Ross.
5-0 so far, right? Where's 5-0? 5-0 so far.
5-0 on the year. I went 2-0 in the preseason. I've hit the best bet every Sunday so far, highlighted by that easy walkover win we have at Miami over Oakland. Excuse me. Did I say Oakland? I mean the LA Raiders. Did I say LA? I mean the Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, it's better than I said. I promoted the game last last week on one of the shows, and I said they were playing New Orleans. So, it all blends in together. That's what happens when you work every day and you get old, buddy.
I've had people I've been in this business with that we talk to every day, and they call in the middle of the week and go, oh, by the way, what season are we in? Because we do this every day, and sometimes it just gets cleared. But right now, I think we're both seeing things clearly, particularly in the NFL, and I'm really looking forward to this Sunday.
Yeah, I'm looking for a bounce back Saturday for both of us in college football. Also, both of us like the same game on Friday night, and I believe the same team as well. So that's always a good sign. And then Sunday, I'm coming off a 3-1 Sunday in the NFL. Hit my best bet or 10-star top play, as I call it, on the Miami Dolphins. 2-1 with my best bets in the NFL. 3-1 in college football to start the year. So, folks, be sure you go to chipwins.com to find Chip Chirimbes' best plays. Not only for Saturday and Sunday, but every day. And also you could find me at RB Wins or RossBenjaminSports.com, either or. In any event, until the next time, folks, for Chip Chirimbes, I'm Ross Benjamin. We'd like to wish you all the best of luck and God bless.